Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Open TTD, where we've got the train highway done. The bus highway is in progress. We're also adding some planes to it too, as well, for stoppage points throughout the world, and we're at $113 million as our operating profit has been going up and down, but it's kind of going back down below before, but it looks like it's going up eventually. So we don't have to worry about that. And kind of looking at our world right now, getting rid of that, and gives us a more better view of what's happening. So we have the road going all the way up to one corner to the other, and then also for this area, we have that corner done all the way to this corner. And then I also mentioned that I was going to do like 4 or 5 distribution centers, but it kind of looks like there's not really a good area to do that essentially, besides like right here where I would put coal together or livestock or just anything and kind of spread it out to factories or power plants and stuff like that to allow it to grow and to gain more money and using these resources. We don't have within 13 minutes. It's saying that if I were to offer this within 13 minutes of Gatingworth to Fluffingfield, it will give me like a double bonus, which is what we'll do right now. So we will add some bus stations. So I'll add one right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. And then we'll go down to here. Because the reason why I'm doing it now before the me building out the roads is because the city will have a government where it will not like me with all this, destruction and taking trees down and all that stuff, that it will not like me. So, and I did change where the cities can now build their own roads. Before, I didn't have it to where they could and that I had to build the roads, but I decided to change that because it'd be so tedious of taking control over everything with what the cities grow. So we will do that, build that depot right there, build a depot right there, so at least have somewhere to go for service. And we will do passengers. That's 40. We've been doing the high gate because it's been holding up the most passengers. It's not really and max reliability of 97 now. If it were to have less horsepower or whatnot than the other buses, I'm kind of looking for capacity, not necessarily performance. So we will buy that vehicle and we'll set it to go to Gradingworth Central, West, and then go to these. And then to clone it and to share the orders so that way you don't have to do it to every single one, you hit Control and you click on the bus how many times you want, and each bus will have that shared order of what I just did. So then click the green button, and when I do hit the play button, they will move. So I'm going to build out the streets a little bit. That way everything's connected in a way, and not necessarily building it just for, formity of how I want it. So that way when the buses are moving around, they will be able to go to a street and not necessarily a dead end to turn around. So you could also probably add some bus stations in there as well. And here as well, since they're so close to each other. I have to delete that one. So there we go. Doing all these different adjustments to the city. And then what we'll do is we'll buy more of these high gate ones and do that's about it. So I got west and everything, so that's all of them. So then do the thing again. Do like 5 of them. And why not hit the play button? So that way all these buses are going to be deployed and all that stuff. So they will be great. So 12 minutes, so hopefully there's something that's going on in that time frame. There. And then every 400 seconds, so just a lot of announcements with how is this? Oh, is it because the destroyment of will that help? Oh, because they're like updating their roads. Since I have it where they can build their own roads. So it's going to be lost. So local authority. And a fund new. And fund local construction. So I don't know what that whole ordeal is now. So hopefully they go away. It's just stuck at the moment. There we go. And then they're stuck. So now I'm just clicking on things right now. So making that 14 million already. Did we get it done yet? There, we'll add more. That, so all of it gets moved. So hopefully we get that. There we go. So it is subsidized, so we'll get a little bit more money out of it. And we will fund and fund local construction. Same with this. New buildings. And this town too, funded. And we make millions of dollars, so funding that is perfectly fine. So our operating graph is going back up again, which is nice. We need to see income graph. That's the income graph. And then, oh, okay, so that's the same. Okay. And then cargo value graph going up. Okay. Cargo payment rates. So we do a lot of passengers, so as soon as it gets to 400 seconds, then it goes to the $68 per person. Mail, it goes down to like 160, 170, 165-ish. Do some coal a little bit, so then it goes down to from 320 at the 20-second mark to just over 192, so 195-ish, 196. Do some goods in there, so that goes below the mail. Livestock, 198 to I'm going to say 100, but we do a little bit of all of them, so that dipped down a little bit, but it's overall with construction and everything, we are fine. But we also got to go back to what we are here for, which is, let's start back this up just above here, which we got this airport going. And is it growing? It is. So we'll fund local road construction with that. And same with so here's the next like kind of couple of towns we would be able to add bus stops. And there we go for that. Could add one there. Add it there. depot right there. There we go for that. Just adding some streets. So that way it's completed. There, at least it's connected that way. And then we will have that connected. I don't think from there, but we'll have buses. And we'll have 4 going from there, if they can make it there. With all this construction going on right now. And then we'll have high gate vehicles go here. And go to all these other stops. I'm just picking 10 because it's going to be a while until they are able to do those stops and everything, so they're going to be lost for right now. Oh, there's an object in the way. Okay. So maybe it's easier to allow the city to grow first, as in get transportation in it, and then fund it, because otherwise then they're going to have these issues when it comes to transportation purposes. And that is not ideal, because then we could send high buses from here, here, to here, 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 and here. Clone it. Do that. And then kind of bring this street back to here. That way they don't have to go all the way down just to come back. It's, efficiency. That's what I'm trying to do here. And then turn around, and then this is all bombarded, so it'll get picked up eventually. When it comes to the business, we're growing as it is, so I'm not too worried about it. And honestly, since I allowed the cities to grow on their own, it's kind of making it a little easier for me, as I can just kind of hire contractors, as in buses, and send them from this place to this place, and it will do the rest. So do that, and send it here to there. Clone it. We'll have 5 of those. Kind of been doing like max of like 5, 10 if need be, but doesn't really need to get that extreme, to be honest. because it will give us a profit eventually, so I'm not too worried about it. There we go with that. I mean, I could have put a bridge right there, because in that way that's not the only exit point, but they have to go around and come back to it anyway. And then this city really can only hold like 3 bus stations, but it'll be 4. And then add a depot right there, because then I can cover those 2 cities as well. And then 1 down the line. We'll get buses to go from here, started first. I'll clone it to be 5 of them. Kind of gets me going on. Getting all this stuff connected, and that should be fine for right now. And then there's that, and that's connected. I could add a bridge from here to here, and then have it connected like that. And also a bridge from here to there. So then that's connected. So there's multiple ways, and if it makes it efficiency, instead of going all the way around, that they could go there, but then they may have to go here, turn around, then, whatever kind of makes sense at that point. And then it's perfect for a depot right there. So then we can send high gates from here, 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 and there. Send 5, there we go. So that way it's kind of mixed and going to the next city. It's kind of what the highway's for. Then we got Dut Hill, which is greatly made for what needs to be done. Just need to wrap this back and then, yeah, kind of do it like that, and then we'll do it like that. This also could be a great place to add a, because then this could be in the middle of like a overall airport too. So that's what also I'm kind of making too as well, is kind of just creating opportunities for more money, essentially. Now, the next airport is right here. So we will gladly send new aircraft. We're gonna go with passengers, rating wise. There's a helicopter. It's 260, and the Darwin 300. it's also based off of. We'll do Darwin 300 by aircraft. I'm gonna go there. Full load. And go there. Full load, unload, leave empty. There we go. And I will clone that twice. And then that's that I'm looking for. That's our stations that I can look at. Kind of look at the subsidiary mail from. Okay, we're not gonna get that done. But what we can do is get these bus stations in. We can hit control. When you hit control, you can have it set to both hit 2, or you can do it to the airport, and I'm going to do it to the airport. So then that will kind of capture a glimpse of more people. We will fund new buildings and local construction. So then, I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but it's a good start to get that city to grow. And then what we'll do, oh, perfect. That will be attached, so then if they allow us, which they won't at this point now, there's that. So then now we could send buses. Buses. So go here, here, and come to here. Go there, clone the vehicle. We do 10 because eventually we would add that to it if we can, which hopefully by doing some landscaping work. Random tree. Now we're good. Okay, sweet. So now we can add some bus stations. There, add one there, add one there, and one there. So then we'll also go to Fairfield, or Funfing. It looks like Fairfield, but it's not. Funfing Woods. Go to that. Get that all started. We'll look at the stations in a minute. See what we can add. So there's no necessarily congestion and stuff. So there's that. There's 10. I'll go between here, and getting to the airport. We'll clone aircraft. Get 2 more on there, and that'll be it, so to speak, because it will go from here to here. So I got 1, area, so it's waiting for that to land, and then that will land too as well. So I'm hoping that's what it's doing. Seems like a little bit of a busy airport, but hopefully it will land. Yes. So it's a very good add-on. It's got percent. We're gonna have it skip because I saw there's a decent amount at the other airport that it will take people right away. So hopefully it will have a plane. 59,000. So that is pretty good. Pretty good indeed. So that is going to Knapbridge Airport. Now it's not as full as it was before, but it's still possibly getting busy as an airport and growing these cities out. So I will, local authority, road construction, I will fund. And same with this group as well. I'll close things off for a second, but shouldn't be too long, and then I get all these buses are kind of lost and stuff because of overall the road construction. There's that. There we go. 6 minutes of misery. But yeah, that will add to that. Town is not growing, but we're gonna fund new buildings overall, so that will continue to grow. It's not growing right now, but what we can do is just have Highgate buses go from these 4 locations, or 5 to 6 locations. We'll do 4. So there's a lot of buses within this location, but it is also spread out decently around. So there. I'll be for the next time, and then it's able to that is been added. Now we have this next town right here where we are adding these stations. And all it needs is basically 4 stations. It's nothing too fancy about it. And then we need that right there. We can delete that. And then we will need probably a depot right there. Possibly could add the city to it as well. Or these 3 essentially. So we'll do that. Alright there. It's not flat enough. We'll do that right there. That's perfect. And then we will connect that right there. So we'll do that. So I've already got the stations down, so it's not like I have to worry about any mayor or whatnot that's gonna be mad at me for all this. So I'm just gonna get her jump started to buy the Highgate buses for this town. And that way. And 5 of them already. Because then essentially we can have buses either going from here over or here going over to here and then here going over to there. It's kind of a horse apiece when it comes to that stuff. I think essentially we'll just add it going up that way. And then we'll add from that corner buses going from essentially here and here to here and here. And do that. That way it's kind of all mixed and it don't really matter. And I guess essentially this was the initial part of the highway, but then it kind of drifted. This was going to be like the main focus piece, and it goes up to there, and at this point it's as long as it's giving me money and revenue and essentially a working progress of making a transportation business better and stronger on this biggest map, then it's all that really kind of matters. So we're at 157 million. We were at 113 when we started, so we've grew a little bit. Essentially with all our adding pieces, and then also with the local road construction and all that stuff. So we'll see if towns are gonna grow on itself when I change that whole setting of towns can do that. So we will kind of see. I wonder if it will do it when the city is full and they have no more houses to build. And that's when they start outreaching to other resources to build the roads. And so we can add this city as well. I'll add this city to it as well. It looks like a decent size. And then there we go. That's now that's officially connected. That's connected, so we are all set when it comes to that. There we go. We'll have Highgate buses. We will clone a lot of buses for that. So more movement, the better. There, now it's all connected, some way, shape, or form. So they will, because eventually they're gonna break down, they're gonna separate, and everything else. So in my mind, it's gonna be all right. We're gonna have that as a big piece, and then we will authority, fund new buildings, and for this place to fund new buildings. And here, we're just giving them money to fund new buildings. What do they think of us? That we're atrocious. But we're gonna fund new buildings, and you're gonna grow, and then you're gonna like us eventually. I think we're outstanding. And this place has already been worked on, so then we just move right on up to the next city. There's that. There's that. It's out the door, and then coming back. So then, get Roka, little road depot. Highgate, we buy a bus. Bring it that way, bring it that way, that way, and that way. Bring it back to here, 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 and here. We hit control, hit it 5 times. And then use that to bring that. That to bring that. And that's connected, so there's that for that. And for new buildings. Alright, this is the smallest city ever. We are going to add some bus stations too. bus depot. Right there. Highgate bus. Do that. Clone it. Do 4. So there's that. There. That helped them out. Otherwise, they're going all the way here just to turn around. Yeah, no, that's not a good idea. That would not be good for funds, so to speak. But overall, we seem to be doing fairly well. We've added some buses. We've added a airport, and I believe this coming up city would be nice for an airport. As long as they got some flat land near them, which I believe they do. There we go. Because it's a perfect spot for it. New aircraft, Darwin. Here. 2. Where's the next airport? Is it way down? Oh, it's down here. So full load. And we'll do. Kind of clicked on the wrong thing. Clone it 3 times. And then they're probably not going to like us. So we're going to have to plant a random tree. But what we can do for this purpose, we will skip it for 1. Because there'll probably be a bunch of people waiting at this airport down here. A lot of mail. Okay. So what I can do, new aircraft for mail only. Refit. And I want to pass it to there. And send it. So that way, mail is being sent. And it gives some profit ability. New buildings. So that should be good. There we go. I just think we're atrocious after adding all this stuff, but it's going to be nice. those out of the way. And it won't seem like it'll be too congested as there's only 3 airplanes there, so that will be nice. And with that being said, that will conclude the episode. And hopefully you've been enjoying watching these episodes. We've went from $113 million to now 174, and overall, that it's been a pleasure of making these videos for you. And write down in the comments what kind of stuff you'd like to see in the near future. Have a good one.